long time no see. It has been such a long time since we have done a sit-down video, much less a Q&A. We have had a child since we've done a Q&A last. We've built a house since we've done a Q&A last.
Have we even done one since we've been in the new house?
Oh, we haven't done a sit-down video at all. We have done practically no vlogging in our house, just like a tiny bit. If you're new here, my name is Britt and this is Jared, and we are typically Disney vloggers, but we have stepped into our new role in the last couple of years of parenting, and so we're now parent vloggers, family vloggers, home vloggers. We've built a house. There's just been a lot that has changed in our life. We decided that the best way to catch up would be to do a Q&A video. We asked on our Instagram what y'all would like to see for this video, because if you can't tell by our voices, which you haven't heard, Jared, because I talk too much, we're in quarantine right now in our house. Today's our last day, but we have got to talk to somebody besides each other and our 2-year-old. So, well, Shepherd's not technically 2 yet, but our 1-year-old. Anyway, so we decided that this would be the best way to pass time, catch up, and hang out. But if our voices are really annoying to you,
I was like,
sorry.
This is probably the froggiest we've ever sounded in a video.
Anyways, Q&A videos usually take a long time, so we're just gonna jump right into it. But before we do, if you're new here, please hit that red subscribe button, because it's free to you, but it helps our channel out if you give it a thumbs up too. So we're so happy that you're here, and we hope that you stick around. All right, first question. Do you have any shoe recommendations? So, like I said, we're Disney park vloggers for the most part, and we also have a toddler that we chase. So comfy shoes are a must, and we both pretty much opt for the same shoe, and we always wear Tevas. But I also just heard that it's pronounced Teva.
Really?
Teva.
We said Teva for
We say
forever.
Teva, but apparently it's not pronounced that way. But if you know what it is. So we wear Tevas in the parks, and I also love Croc flip-flops if I'm going to go for flip-flops. And then other than that, we just wear good tennis shoes. Your favorite Disney hotels you stayed at on property?
Wilderness Lodge for me, for sure.
Yeah, Wilderness Lodge is our favorite. It is our home resort. We are DVC members, and so Wilderness Lodge is where we bought into. But as far as if you take that one away and you give me another one to pick for like a pool aspect and convenient aspect, it is the Beach Club.
Definitely
because
a close second.
The Beach Club has the best pool at Disney World, and the fact that you can walk to Hollywood Studios, you can walk to Epcot, you can walk over to the boardwalk. You have all the restaurant options right there at the Yacht Club and at the boardwalk, and it's just a great location. Beaches and cream. The Beach Club is definitely a close second, just because of its location is incredible and its pool is wonderful. But just the overall aesthetic of what we love the Wilderness Lodge. It's so cozy and homey, and it is our second home.
Are we gonna do Vlogmas this year?
Probably not. We have a toddler. We've only done Vlogmas one time, and it was a nightmare. Not to say we won't ever do it again, but
it takes a lot of time, and we just don't have a lot of that extra right now.
Yeah, we're lucky if we can just get a vlog up on Monday, much less Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
it was fun, but
it was really fun. It was a lot of work. We might do it, but leaning more towards probably not. We've answered this question several times in Q&As before, but it's always a question we get is, how did we meet? We had some friends introduce us. I lived next to them, and Jared was in class with the husband, and they introduced us. And one day I just fell in love with him, and we got married and have a beautiful baby boy.
We've gotten this question a lot too. Do we ever plan to move to another state, particularly maybe Florida?
We just got finished building our forever house, and forever is a long time, but
if you don't know, we live in Louisiana.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future, while we have a tiny baby and we have grandparents and parents, not right now, it's not on our agenda. We would love to way down the future. We don't wish our time away with our family. Maybe when Shepherd's grown, we don't have a reason to stay here any longer, yes, we will probably leave. But right now we have really wonderful reasons to be here, and that's our family. We love the bond that Shepherd has with our family, so probably won't move. We might one day have 2 homes. We might have one in Florida. We might have one here. That's an option more than it is for us to totally just give up this home and move there, because we just built it, and this is our dream house. I love questions like this because they're simple, but they're unique, and they're just my favorite. What's your favorite perfume at the moment? At this moment, the last moment,
Forever
8
moment.
years ago, it has always been Layla, the perfume that smells of the Norway Pavilion that you get at Epcot in the World Showcase. That is my favorite perfume that is like my signature scent. Someone said when you get older, you need a signature scent, and that is mine. So if you ever want to know what I smell like, I always smell like Layla. What do you? I mean, you don't have a perfume, but what cologne do you wear?
Probably the one I wear.
His changes. Mine doesn't.
Yeah, I kind of change, I don't know, over time. But probably the Tommy Bahama one that I use. I use that more than anything.
Okay, we got this question a lot in several different forms. Is you have tips for bringing a toddler to Disney? How is bringing a toddler to Disney? Just in that realm of toddlering and Disneying at the same time.
First off, it takes preparation.
Yes, so much prep.
Taking a toddler to Disney is very difficult if you're not prepared. Like Britt takes so much time and effort into preparing things that it's made such a difference on our trip. But if you go into it blind, it could be a nightmare.
Yes, so for me, I used to pack like the day before we went to Disney, and now I start packing about a month ahead of time. I am super duper organized with what I pack. I pack very specific things. I try not to bring too much because for me, having too much is just as obnoxious and annoying as having not enough. As far as like in the parks, on the plane and all that stuff, it's just having patience and understanding that they're little, and that's a big world. There's noise, there's people, there's all these things, but the best advice I have to bringing your toddler to Disney, especially if it's your first time or if it's your 100th, follow their lead, because you and I have Disneyed a certain way for years, and then all of a sudden we had a baby with us and it changed the way we did everything. And in some senses, and in some senses it didn't, but our biggest way that we've made it through the day, Shepherd Park opens to park closes. He is a Disney baby, and we don't make him do that. We don't push him to do that, but we follow his cues throughout the day so well that we listen to him, and as he's listening to his body and his needs and letting us know when it's time to nap, when it's time to rest, when it's time to eat, when it's time to play, when it's time to cool down, when it's time to do those things. And we don't have expectations of, as long as we get this done, you know, it's just like, as long as Shepherd stays in a happy mood, that's our goal. It's not to ride 15 rides. If we ride one ride and Shepherd is happy for the whole day and that's all we do, then that's fine with us. So that's definitely the biggest thing, is to listen to your toddler. Try to not be so tight on your typical schedule, because their schedule is going to be different at Disney, but just listen to them, rest, drink lots of water, and just go with the flow. That is really, just go with the flow. Don't have these crippling, smothery expectations, because it is not always going to go the way that you plan. And that's everyday life with a toddler, as you probably know. But at Disney, it's heightened quite a bit.
Next question is, what is your dream trip?
I don't know if this is like Disney or if this is...
I'm just going to say it's like overall.
Overall? Okay. Well, you'll answer like overall, I guess, and I'll answer Disney.
I think I know what your Disney would be.
What?
Alani?
I would love to do that, but the thought of staying on an airplane for 18 hours with my toddler sounds like I want to jump out. So not right now, but one day I would love to go to Alani. I guess just my dream trip would have to be like, to be able to stay like a week in the Magic Kingdom loop, and then stay a week in the Epcot loop, and then stay a week by Animal Kingdom. Like, so that each kind of park, you have like a whole week to like be in its realm and in its atmosphere.
And you can take your time.
And you can take your time at all of the parks, and you can resort hop, and everything is just super easy. I think that would be fun to have a whole month to go to Disney and break it into like 3 different sections of a Magic Kingdom area, an Epcot area / and then an Animal Kingdom. I would love to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge and just be able to hang out there all day and just enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the food, and enjoy
the animals.
Staying in our room and hanging out. So we don't really have a dream trip as far as Disney, because just going in general with Shepherd is a dream. I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's true.
I mean, we do want to go to some of the international parks, but that's going to be way down the road now.
Yeah, that was another question, was have y'all ever considered going to Disneyland Paris? And yeah, we would love to go to Disneyland Paris. I think I want to go to Tokyo. I want to go to like Disney Sea and Disneyland Tokyo more than Paris. But so I'm sorry, that was not very specific on what my Disney dream trip would be, because I don't really know the answer to that. It would just be an extended trip where you could just enjoy your time and relax and get as much as you could do, but not have to do it all in like a week. Yeah. So for me, I think that's definitely what it would be.
I think for me, just broadly, we've always wanted to go to Europe. Yeah. Just in general. Probably the UK, France. Maybe even Germany. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would love to just have like 3 months to take off of life and go there. We could go to Disneyland Paris. Yeah, that would be fun. We want to just travel more. I really want to go to Canada.
I'm going to Banff for sure.
Yeah, that's where I want to go. I want to go to wherever Virgin River is filmed. That's where I want to go.
Me too, now that I started watching.
I just convinced Jared to start Virgin River. So that was actually a question on here. What shows are y'all watching? I just finished, a couple weeks ago, I finished the 4th season of Virgin River, and I got Jared to start watching Virgin River, and he's like texting me while I'm at work. He's like, I mean, I like it so far, and he's like almost on season 3. We also watched the show called Lock and Key, and if you haven't seen that, it's very like sci-fi, like spooky mystery. It's a good one to watch as fall approaches and spooky season approaches. Lock and Key is a really good one. It's on Netflix. We really, really like it. It's magical and fun and kind of spooky.
Whimsical.
I like it. What store and restaurant would you like to see come to Disney Springs? Very hard question. You know, it'd be really cool if there was a Johnny's Pizza there. Wouldn't be mad about it. If you live in the South and we're from Louisiana and we're from the city that originated this pizza company that's now spread throughout the South, and it's called Johnny's Pizza. And if you've had Johnny's Pizza, then you know, oh, I love me a Johnny's Pizza there. And for a store, for me, I think that it would be really fun as a mom who has a kid that loves stuffed animals, if they had a full-on like Disney themed Build-A-Bear. Like, I think that would be really fun for kids to be able to go in and like create their own like Disney character and stuff like that. Like, they kind of got that with the Nemo things, the little, I don't know how you say those, but the little things Shepherd has. We don't buy the outfits, but Shepherd has the little animals that you can buy all the outfits for. But I think that would be cool on a Build-A-Bear aspect at Disney Springs. I think that would be fun. But it just be Disney characters.
And restaurant-wise, have they announced that there will be a Tiana's restaurant now somewhere?
At Disneyland, but at Disney Springs, that would be really cool. Yeah.
I've always wanted a Tiana's restaurant, so I guess I wouldn't have thought to put it in Disney Springs, but I guess because there's the water, like you could kind of put it on the water and have like a little area. They could replace Deluxe Burger. Sorry, I hate to be that bummer, but we don't like it. We went with our whole party, and none of our party liked Deluxe Burger. I don't like to talk about negative things, but it wasn't our favorite. And so if they could swap out Deluxe Burger and put Tiana's Place on the little water, that would be fun. We'd be all about that. What country would you add to Epcot without removing any that are already there? This one's easy for me. It'd definitely be Greece.
Yeah, me too, because you could add the architecture, like the old, Athens architecture.
You can include like Hercules. Yes. Like, the food would be awesome. Like, you can do the white and blue buildings, like she was saying.
It would just be super easy. Well, like the Athens part is not really the white and blue. It's like the
I'm just saying, like, that could be one part of it there.
It would be more of a layered aspect of like more options for it to just be the white and blue buildings. Yeah, sure. There's like history that they could add to it and true monuments that people are aware of. It would be a very recognizable country, the very specific cuisine, and you can tie Disney characters into it. We got this a bunch. Are you ever going to go to Universal? Well, we wanted to go to Universal, and then we had a baby. And I've been to Universal twice, and I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Most of y'all know that about me. Jared likes Harry Potter too, but I love Harry Potter. The fact that I have not been kills me, but now that we have a baby, there's not a whole lot that you can do with a tiny one at Universal. We do plan on going, but maybe once Shepherd hits that 42-inch mark,
he can do the rides.
That way he can ride more there, because it would not be beneficial for us to go right now because Shepherd can't do anything. We want to do everything with Shepherd. What's your favorite thing about being a parent?
Probably seeing how much our child's mind progresses, like, all the time. Like,
every day.
Yeah, every day, seriously. Like, Shepherd can watch us do something like once and like learn it like immediately. And to me, that's just like, it blows my mind that his mind develops so fast.
Yeah,
like that.
That's your favorite.
Just like seeing how much he changes all the time, and having somebody else to share all the things that we always get to do with is great. And seeing those things that we've enjoyed before through his eyes is amazing.
My favorite thing about being a parent is Shepard's the first person in my entire life I've ever been biologically related to. So that was not something you knew. Most of you do know that about me, but Shepard is the first person I've ever shared blood with, and he embodies every inch of that. He looks like me, acts like me, he likes the same things as me, and it's just so magical for me to share that type of bond with someone. Not saying that you have to share blood with somebody, because my parents and my siblings could not be more a part of who I am, even if we had identical blood running through our veins. But it's just something about having that in your kid that you've always wanted, and it's a missing piece that you've always wanted. And I've never had that until I had Shepard. It was my missing puzzle piece to life. Shepard is my missing puzzle piece. Can't talk about it very long because I'll start to cry. Shepard is my very best friend. That's my favorite part. He is just my favorite part about being a parent. If I didn't have exactly Shepard, I don't know that I'd feel the same, but Shepard himself is the best part about being a parent. He is wonderful. Thinker sometimes, but wonderful. Britt, since having Shepard, have you continued to work? Yes, I still own an ear shop, and so if you didn't know, my ear shop is called Main Street Ears. Jared actually helps out with that too. And any ears that you see in our pictures, in our vlogs, anywhere for the last 7 years, however, basically for all time, they're all ears that I have made with my own little hands. If you're ever interested in ears, and if you're ever looking for a way to support us other than like through the channel and just liking and subscribing, that helps a lot. But if you would like to support us in another way, purchasing ears from our ear shop, that is what continues our magic of this, is my ear shop. So if you're ever looking for ears, I would love to make you a pair.
Oh, this is a good question. Do you feel that the parks have changed, and or has the magic there changed? Parks have definitely changed.
Magic is
altered.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's there. It's just different.
We always say that we wish we could go back and do Disney the way Disney was about 10 years ago. Like, it's nice having all the new rides, just the newness of it. Disney is now trendy. Yeah, and because Disney is trendy now, it has brought more people to the parks, which is great. And we're so happy that so many people are getting to experience Disney and falling in love with it the way we are. But it just makes it kind of harder when there's a million people there. You can definitely tell that due to the parks being closed, they're trying to make up that profit. It kind of feels like they're gouging you sometimes for every nickel and dime, and that could be hard, but they're a business and we understand that.
It's just hard for us knowing when we
what
first
it used to be
going a lot together, what it was then, and kind of how it felt compared to where it is now.
Yeah, we still love it, and we are still huge fans, and we will continue to go to the parks, and we will continue to look at the positive side of things, because that's just, what else can you do? We are not in control of the changes that they make, and it's either go with the flow and still continue to enjoy the magic the best way that we can enjoy and interpret it for ourselves, or let somebody take that away from us, and we are not doing that. So we are trucking on, just saving a lot more money at home and spending it there. I honestly think that it's a lot of the times perspective. It's how you look at things, and it's the attitude you choose to have about things. So for us, the magic is still there. It's a little bit different, and it's different because we're in a different season of our lives, and we've got a baby now. So
one huge difference from when we first started going is the no off season whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for us. That's like kind of been hard to adjust. The magical feeling is there is no off season. It is busy 365 days a year. Used to, you could go during February and January and it was dead, and now it's like, hey, we're here too because we heard it was the off season. Oh, you heard it was off season? Oh, me too. And then there's the whole off season crowd that wanted to come during off season. Now it's the on season, so it's all leveled out, and that's okay. We still like it.
What's a resort you want to stay in that you haven't yet? So one thing about us, and one thing that we try to do, is we try to stay at a new resort anytime we have a new trip coming up.
Yeah, we always try to stay somewhere new,
and we've knocked a lot off of our list. So
where is somewhere you haven't stayed that you want to stay?
Definitely Polynesia.
That's my answer. The end. We've wanted to stay there for so long that we want all the circumstances to be right so that we can thoroughly enjoy it. We want to stay for an extended amount of time.
Is it fair to say that we wanted to stay there before it was like really, really cool to stay there?
Is it really, really cool to stay there?
I feel like over the last like 5 years it's become,
because Polynesian is super cool.
I mean, it is, yeah. I just feel like it's become so insanely popular now.
I mean, we've kind of drifted in like ones were top and, you know, our priorities and stuff, but
definitely when you have a toddler though and you can take a monorail to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. You want to stay in the Magic Kingdom, live if you can afford it. It is so worth it. But the Polynesian for sure. And then if I had to pick one outside of that, I want to say Animal Kingdom Lodge for Shepherd because
he loves animals.
He loves animals and he would just, he would love it. Speaking of Animal Kingdom and animals, this is my favorite question. If you could turn into any animal on the safari and go hang out with your herd, which one?
Oh gosh.
Which one would it be? I think that I would pick probably the giraffes.
I knew you were going to say giraffes. And what do you call a group of giraffes, Brittany? Tower.
A tower. A tower of giraffes.
That was kind of what I initially thought too, because everybody lights up when they see the giraffes.
What's something that you hear recommended all the time but is actually a waste? I think one of ours is when we hear go during the off season. Yeah, like we giggle. We're like
you will still, anytime you're there, you'll hear people say, yeah, you should come in January and February. There's nobody here.
Yeah, go during the off season. We're like, can you tell me when did we add an extra month to the calendar year that we didn't know about? Because January through December, there's no off season anymore.
Always get the dining plan when it's available, which it hasn't really been available much lately.
Yeah, sometimes that's not always the best advice.
Definitely specific to your party each trip, I think.
There's a lot of advice that you hear that it might be great for you, but it might not be good for me. Or it might be great for us, and it might be terrible advice for you. So that's a very not universal thing to be able to answer.
Probably depends too on like, is it your first trip? Is it your 10th trip? Like,
yeah. Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? So many different factors are important. Go when it's hot? Do you like to go when it's chilly?
Like do you rope drop all these big rides?
Yes. Like, do you go back to the parks in the middle of the day? Like there's lots of advice that you could be told that could be beneficial to you. Like I could tell you, hey, you should go back midday when it's the hottest time of day and take a nap. Before Shepherd, I'd be like, are you kidding? That's the stupidest advice I've ever heard. Now I'm like, which time is it? Nap? Bye. I asked Tiffany that question and she said Crystal Palace for anything but breakfast. And that is, so we love Crystal Palace for breakfast, but if anybody tells you to go for any other meal, we say that's a waste because breakfast is the best and we don't like it for any other meal. I don't know. That's the best one I've got. Do you think DVC is worth it?
Yeah, and I think it's just so specific on each person. For us, it is.
It is worth it because we prefer to stay in the deluxe resorts now that we've been spoiled to them, and we wouldn't be able to afford to drop $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 every time we wanted to stay in a deluxe resort. We bought into DVC, we financed it, and we make a monthly payment on it, and then we have 100 points, and we're able to use those points to stay somewhere like the Grand Floridian that we wouldn't typically want to pay cash for, and we just book our points and it costs us no money when we book it, like nothing, because we paid our monthly fee. And after it's paid off, you have your yearly fees and then you have your contract for 50 years. And we plan to rebuy our contract and gift it to Shepherd so that he can continue to make magic for his family. So we think for us personally, it is definitely worth it. We love DVC. We love being DVC members. Another question was, do you plan on ever buying more DVC points?
Yeah, I think down the road, like we probably have a specific point number in mind that we want to get to eventually. That way it's like we never have to worry about having enough points for a full vacation. Yeah. Just like where we're at right now, we can pretty much do like one trip, but if we're wanting to do a second trip,
or if we're wanting to rent a big enough room for our whole family, we don't have the points to do that, which we would love to have lots of points so that if we were like, hey, do you want to come with us? We can give you a bedroom and we can have a bedroom. We would love to be able to do that, to gift our loved ones that type of Disney trip that they would never, like us, without DVC, we would never spend that money. And so because we already have it, we would love to be able to just share that. Do you plan to go back to Disneyland? We would love to go back to Disneyland. And if we could go back to Disney. Me too. If we could go back to Disneyland, I don't want to go. We said it before. We will not go back to Disneyland until we can afford to either use our points or afford to stay on property. Disneyland is expensive to stay on property, but we won't go until we can stay on property because
you can quickly really get outside the Disney bubble.
Outside that Disney bubble is outside of that Disney bubble. And I was not comfortable. We probably stayed a little bit too far from the parks, and we did not enjoy our walk to the parks. I would not want to do that again with my son.
Yeah.
Me personally, it could have just been our experience. It could have been.
If we could stay at the Grand Californian or Disneyland Hotel, though.
Yeah, I would say at Paradise Pier.
Yeah, Paradise Pier.
I would say anywhere, but I would just like to be able to walk out of my hotel and immediately be on Disney property. I would not want to have to walk through the streets of anywhere to get to that park. I am excited to get to bring Shepard back to Disneyland, especially for the convenience and the accessibility of being able to just walk to your room, walk to both parks, walk to downtown Disney. Like that convenience, especially while having a little one, is just...
We haven't even experienced that yet. It's
gonna be great. Did y'all ever finish building the house that you were building? Yes, we're in it. What's the biggest change in your life since your very first Q&A video? Well, everything. Our whole life is different. I wasn't a hairdresser. Now I'm a hairdresser. I didn't have an ear shop. Now I have an ear shop.
I was in school.
Jared was in school.
We were in a different state.
We were in
we were freshly married, newly married.
I mean, everything. We had just gotten married. We're parents now. We're established in both of our careers. It just so much. We are way more confident in front of a camera. This is not your invitation to go back and watch old videos. Please do not. Like, our personalities are everything about who we are, as far as like in front of the camera feels so different. Who we are on the inside is the same, but who we are on the outside, totally different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does to me.
I mean, that was almost 10 years ago. We've been on YouTube since 2000 and...
We were talking about the difference.
When? 2014? It's been a long time. You know, I think actually July of 2014 is when we started our YouTube.
Or August, somewhere in there. Yeah.
I think we posted our first video in August.
But I mean, you're talking about a difference in us in our early 20s versus our early 30s.
Yes, and parents and homeowners and people who have careers and responsibilities, and we've learned a lot about YouTube, and we've grown a lot.
That's a good question.
You know, so. And then another question that stems from that one says, how has your experience on YouTube changed throughout the years? So much has changed. We've been on YouTube for such a long time. We've taken huge breaks here and there, but we've always come back. The biggest thing is we're just different. We're so different from who we were. Like, I went back and watched some of our old vlogs from like 2016, even 2017, and it was just like I was watching them, and I was FaceTiming Tiffany, and I was making ears, and we just like put stuff on, and I was like, Tiffany, do you hear me in the background? I was like, do you feel like we're just totally different people? And she was like, yes, but no, because she knows me better than anyone. And she was like, yes, but no, like you're still the same person. You're just not that overly bouncy, high energy.
Lots happened since then.
Yeah, like I'm a little bit more tired now.
I think one of the absolute biggest differences from when we started to where we are now is the actual like Disney community on YouTube has changed so much since then.
I don't even know. Like, are we still in it? Like
originally, it seemed like there were so few.
There were like this many of us,
and like we all kind of knew each other.
Yeah, whatever. We all did, and now
and like so many of those like kind of don't even exist now.
So many people aren't doing it anymore, like, and then now
we've seen it rise, kind of fall. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a lot harder. We made really good friends on YouTube when we first started. Some of our very best friends that we thought we would be friends with for our whole entire life.
But it kind of goes back to the fact that everybody's going through different
We've
life
all
changes.
Gone through different seasons, and some of those people who we thought we would be friends with till the end of time, we're not really friends with anymore, and that's very, very hard. I think that's one of our biggest changes too, is our friendships have changed. It feels a lot harder to make friends now with other YouTubers because it's just so saturated, and you want people that have your same interests and share your kind of same lifestyle, but also kind of share your same goal on YouTube. And for us, our goal is to...
It always started with us sharing our memories.
Yes.
And us being able to look back on those memories down the road.
And then it developed into being able to help you make the most of your trip by watching us do whatever the heck we were doing. Like, do you want to do what we're doing? This is what we're doing. And then we evolved into parents, and that turned into, let me show you how you can take your kids to Disney and have the best time. It's not scary. I got asked yesterday, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant and I have a toddler right now. Should we go to Disney? Am I crazy for thinking that we're going to Disney? And I'm like, let me send you to our YouTube channel and you can see that we have done it at this age. Shepard's been 5 times since he was 4 months old. We've just kind of evolved from sharing our memories to, we've not really evolved, we've just added to. We share our memories, we try to help, and we try to be a happy place. So there are things that have changed, just the whole YouTube realm has changed. But as far as us and our goals and who we are has not changed. Our goal is still to share our memories with you, be a positive, happy place that you can come to on Mondays or sometimes other random days and feel happiness and joy and not have to worry about what's going to be on your TV, what your children are going to hear, and just be a safe place to unwind, learn about Disney, super casual, carefree, we just want to be a happy space. And this is our little corner of the internet, and we're always so happy that you're here. I don't know where we went on that question, but a lot's changed, a lot hasn't. Lots of people saying no questions. We just hope you feel better. Thank you. Because yeah, we needed it. It was rough. It was a rough few days for sure. We're definitely feeling better. What is Shepard's least favorite thing about Animal Kingdom? We don't like to focus on least favorite things very much, but I guess, and because of that, I don't really know the least favorite. We kind of try to focus on our favorite things, I guess. If I had to ask my 1-year-old who can't tell me what his least favorite thing is, it would be, Mom, why can't I ride everything? Yeah. I want to ride everything. Put me on Expedition Everest, because that kid is not scared of that thing. He's not scared. The only thing I found that he's scared of in all of Disney is Sully. That's it. But that's.
I mean, yeah, he can do the safari and like a couple other things.
His favorite thing about Animal Kingdom is just the animals. So I think maybe his least favorite thing is that he can't ride everything and he can't hold the animals. But then again, we went to the petting zoo that time and he was like, no, you stay over there, Mr. Goat. So I don't really know. He's one. He can't really tell me, but he's not like a least favorite thing kind of baby. He likes all the things. What is your favorite holiday tradition y'all started with Shepherd? I don't really know that we've started any other than the fact that we built our house and we now host things in his home, in our home. And that is just a fun thing. Because growing up and having multiple dynamics in my family, I always had to travel house to house to house to house to house for holidays. And I love that we've started the tradition since Shepherd is being here. Everyone comes to us for the holidays. I've always wanted that, and so that's a tradition that I really like. So I don't really think that we've created that many traditions yet, but we are working on it. And maybe we have that are coming to mind right now. Which Disney expansions are you the most excited for? You haven't done a lot of research into the D23, neither have I, honestly. So I'm just going based off of what I've heard. And the thing that I've heard that I'm the most excited about is that they are considering making a villains area behind Big Thunder. And to me, that sounds magical. I love Disney villains. And so a whole land dedicated to Disney villains sounds wonderful.
Mine was, I saw the concept of Zootopia and Moana at Animal Kingdom in place of where Dinoland is right now.
Jared is one of Dinoland's least fans. He doesn't hate it, but he's not like, I can't wait to go to Animal Kingdom, go Dinoland. So I think for you, that would be a good swap out to make you feel excited about something again. Over there. Favorite restaurant in each park. My favorite restaurant in Magic Kingdom is Casey's. Surprise. It's my favorite place to eat in all of Walt Disney World. So I'm not just like narrowing it down to quick service or table service. Favorite place to eat in each park. Casey's. For Magic Kingdom.
Pecos Bill for me.
Epcot, via Napoli.
Le Cellier.
Le Cellier. Animal Kingdom.
Yak and Yeti.
Yeah, I like Yak and Yeti. But I also like Pizza Safari. Yeah. I'm very simple. Shepard would pick Flame Tree. Hollywood Studios. We like the
50s Primetime.
We like 50s Primetime and we like Sci-Fi. When is your next Disney trip? So our next Disney trip is going to be in January of this coming year. We are so excited to go when it's not hot. This past year we went in March. We went in May. We went in September. And so we're just ready to go when it's not hot. Jared's never been in January. Jared's also never been to Festival of the Arts, so we're so excited that he's going to get to do that finally for the first time. I think I've been 2 or 3 times.
Was like, hey, I'm going without you.
I've been to January in January like 3 times without Jared. What helped you stay faithful through hard seasons? I don't know if they mean faithful to each other or like faithful like with Jesus.
I think it can be either.
Well, if you would like to touch on that, it's very personal, but you could go ahead and touch on that.
I think the biggest thing is we trust each other so much. And one reason I think that is early on in our marriage, we were out of state and away from everybody. And from the beginning, we had to learn to trust and depend on each other for everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like the time that we've been together, that was our foundation.
And communication has always been really important to us.
Because we were built on that, we had to work through so many things together to start with. I think that's been a huge piece of us staying so close to each other.
And then if you mean like faith-wise, like faithful, like keeping our faith during hard seasons, I think that for me, I have been through so much in my lifetime. Like, if I told you everything I've been through, there would not be a dry eye in the room. This is not a sob story. It would be, but I'm not going to tell you. But I've been through a whole lot, and there's been so many times where I felt like that was it. Like, there's no way I can make it out on the other side of this. Every time I feel like that, I remember all the other times I also felt like that, and I somehow made it on the other side. And every time I get to that point where I feel hopeless and just like there is no way I can get over this wall to get on the other side and keep going, I remember that time that I was back on this side and God lifted me up and put me on the other side of that wall. Because I couldn't have done it by myself. I know I couldn't have. So I remember all the times where I knew that I would fail myself, but God would never fail me. And I survived all of it. There will be more seasons. There will be more hard times. There will be more hopelessness in my future. There will be in everyone's. But you just have to remember the times that you felt like that before and that you made it. It might be longer seasons than others. And there might be times where you might be in the middle of it right now and you haven't seen the other side. But you will see the other side. It will be there. Eventually, Jared does too. The other side will come, but you just can't give up. And so for us, I just know, and I look back at all the times God's carried us through hard seasons, and I know that this season looks no different to him. He continues to love, and he continues to carry, and that's not ever going to change. No matter what the season looks like for us, it always looks the same to him. I think that's it for our questions.
Thanks everybody that asked us a question. Y'all sent us some really good ones.
Yeah, Shepherd's probably about to wake up from his nap time. This was a fun sit-down video. We haven't done one in, like I said, forever. Again, we're so sorry about our voices. We are, like we said, on day 5 of, quarantine. So anyways, we don't want to say the C word and get, it fall into the hole, be shoved down to the bottom because we said the C word. So anyways, we love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, if you've been here for a long time and you've never hit subscribe, please subscribe so you can hang out. We have 2 more sets of Disney vlogs coming, and we're going again in January, so that'll be 3 sets. We love y'all, and we will see you in our next one.
Bye guys.
Bye.